POV, you haven't journaled in a week, your room is a mess, you woke up late, you skipped your workout, and honestly, your life is not perfect. Newsflash, you're not that girl. But what if I told you that being that girl is kind of overrated anyways? And also, what does it even actually mean to be that girl? Because all the social media content that we are fed about green smoothies and waking up at 5 a.m. and Pilates and working out all the time and goal after goal after goal, is that truly realistic? Like, I think that it's actually unrealistic and pretty draining to expect yourself to perform at the exact same level every single day and to have the assumption that this exact routine of hyperproductivity and a specific way of living is going to work for everyone. Because did we just forget that we're all different, and just because TikTok or Instagram or whatever tells us to do it, like, we're just gonna be like, yeah, well, you know what, like, they're saying it's gonna work, and like, I'll do a face mask and so it'll be fine. And honestly, I've done the 10-step morning routine, I've done trying to wake up at 5 a.m. and all of that. It doesn't work for me. I found what works for me. I'm someone where if I journal every day, I honestly get a headache. I don't want to journal out my thoughts every single day. Do I journal sometimes? Yes, but not all the time. I don't make my bed every single day. Like, that's not what I do every single day. I try to, but it doesn't happen all the time. I miss my workouts. I have off weeks. I'm not perfect. And newsflash, my life is not aesthetic all the time. But I feel like this is something that's true for all of us. Yet we all just subscribe to this idea that we need to be perfect and all of that. So if you're looking at this video, I'm going to teach you how you can be your girl instead of that girl, because to create your dream life and to live in the way that you want to, being that girl is not going to cut it and will probably burn you out just like how it did for me. If you're new here, my name is Rucha. I'm the host of this channel, of this podcast. Welcome to Brown Girl Unscripted, and smash the subscribe button because we post videos on here every single week and also bite-sized content multiple times in a day. Number one, I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on you to perform in a specific way, even if that isn't natural to you in your current lifestyle. So for example, if you're someone that honestly is not a morning person, aka I'm definitely not a morning person, and suddenly you see this trend and everyone's waking up at 5 a.m., if you put the pressure on yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, like out of nowhere, you're probably not gonna get it done, because that's such a drastic change in your life and a drastic change in stress response and your cortisol levels and all that goes into it, because you're trying to make a big change in your life. And instead of going bite-sized, like, oh, you know, I will wake up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or maybe like even like an hour before I start work, and then I'll have like a 20-minute workout and do that. But no, you want to have like a whole morning routine and dive into just that. Like, it's harder to do that, but I feel like that's what you see on social media. Like, you don't see as much about people posting their actual routines, and it's not always just like the cute gym sets, which again, I love a cute gym set. I'm no way hating on anyone with cute gym. Like, I literally have cute gym sets. I love that. When I wanted to be a morning person, which now I would say that I am, because I spent 2 years trying to get myself to do it. 2 years, guys. And I was a morning person, like now, but it took 2 years. I literally used to constantly sleep in. I would be like, oh my God, I don't want to go to this workout class. I don't want to do this. I would eat like shit. I still have days where I eat like shit. Like, I don't eat clean all the time. I go to workout classes, but like literally the other day, I went to an Orange Theory class. I was so tired and I was cranky, and all of it wasn't like, oh my God, I feel so blessed and grateful. Like, I didn't feel grateful. I didn't feel blessed. I was just annoyed the whole time. And I was like, when can I get these reps done? Like, I'm so annoyed. But I just forced myself to go. That's like literally all the difference was. And I think that in this, what I want you to take out of this is that stop putting unrealistic pressure on yourself. Follow creators that do post about their ups, their downs, their wins, their highlights. And I remember when I first started my business, when I first started this YouTube channel, I would put so much pressure on myself. Oh, I need to have this many subscribers by this point, otherwise I'm literally a failure. And that actually held me back, because I wasn't paying attention to like the journeys of friends that I've had or other people that I can actually talk to that have been in the business world. And I was just focused on the people living their best lives in high-rise apartments. Well, first things first, you have to define success on your own terms, especially if you are in the process of wanting to better your life, etc. Like, maybe being that girl or being your girl is for you getting out of bed and drinking a glass of water in the morning as opposed to the coffee that you normally drink right after you get out of bed, right? That's a big change. But you have to define that and take baby steps to get there, right? And maybe drinking a green smoothie every single day isn't the way that you want to live your life. Maybe it's that you want to get a matcha and then maybe get a smoothie, like a berry smoothie, something like that. It doesn't have to look this exact way, and you can make it at home. You don't have to go out and spend $20 on an Erewhon smoothie. Like, that's just not how you need to live your life. Or when you have an off day or you have a really bad day, maybe it's okay to lean into what you want for your life that day, what you need to do to honor your mental health, by taking it easier that day instead of pushing yourself into productivity and literally eroding your mental health in the process. Because I think that, again, with that girl culture, goal after goal after goal really just leaves you in this constant state of chase in the reality of actually doing that. And you just forget that, oh, well, like, why was I doing this? Maybe I need a rest day. Maybe I just need to get my feelings out, all of that, which is something that doesn't get talked about. And even when it comes to how you get your feelings out, maybe journaling every day is not for you. Like, I've mentioned this, I don't journal every single day. When I tried to get myself to journal every single day, guys, I literally was so exhausted. I remember I tried to do it and I would be like, well, what do I say? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. If it comes naturally and I want to journal, then I'll get myself to do it. But if you're not feeling up to it and it's draining you, like, don't do it. If it doesn't feel good, just don't do it. Like, period. Unless it's a new habit you're trying, which obviously, you know, a lot of things don't feel good at first, but it's just like, you've tried it again and again and it's not good, like, just stop. Why? The other thing is that just because it doesn't look aesthetic does not mean that you aren't living a good life, you know? Just because your life doesn't match what you see in that girl social media post or just something on social media, period, doesn't mean that it's not real. Like, you are living your life. Your experience is valid. Your experience is probably shared by so many others out there, because newsflash, not everyone in the world is an influencer posting on social media talking about it. Leave that up to me. But y'all can just focus on living your best lives. And it doesn't have to be in a specific type of apartment or living in a specific way and doing something in a specific way. Even journaling. If you're just scribbling in a messy handwriting, you don't have to make it look perfect. Like, it's just you in the journal, bro. Like, are you really? I think I used to do this where I would literally see, oh, this is the handwriting they wrote it in. I need to get this pen. I need to get this notebook. When in reality, yeah, it's good to romanticize it and definitely would recommend that. But just do it on your own terms. If journaling in the notebook and the pen is not that important to you, bro, just write it in your notes app or get like a little notebook. Like, who cares? Do what works for you. And I also ran into this issue when I started bullet journaling. I saw that was something that was helping everyone and their mom on social media, and I was like, I need to do this. If I can't keep up with this, I'm not good enough, But honestly, I was so bad at it, and I realized I don't want to track my habits like that. I got a habit tracker app instead, and that works better for me. But writing every single tiny habit down and micromanaging myself like that was just like, that caused me so much anxiety, especially because I was starting off from a place of just bettering myself slowly. Like, I wasn't even a morning person just yet, and now I'm throwing myself into bullet journaling. Like, that's crazy. You know, it makes sense why I was so stressed. And if you're also stressed when you're trying to put yourself into these new habits and new experiences that don't match what you even want to do, then don't do it. Maybe bullet journaling isn't for you. Maybe having scheduled out things every single block of your day is not the best thing for you. And maybe you need a to-do list. Everyone has their own thing, and I think you should do what works for you instead of trying to fit into a mold that you don't fit into, because you're not going to fit into the mold. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And at the end of the day, being your girl is about achieving your goals and making sure that you are leveling up your life and hitting however you want to build your dream life. And if you're not able to get stuff done, that's kind of what matters. If you're not actually happy, then that's what matters. And that's what brings us into the next part of this video, where I talk about how to actually be your girl. Embrace imperfection. I think this is the number one thing that actually just helped me start not giving a single fuck. Like, truly, when you start embracing imperfection and realizing that, hey, this kind of sucks, or just like accepting, hey, I don't like this, or hey, yeah, I'm not perfect, but that's okay, life gets so much easier rather than when you're constantly striving for this level of perfection that you don't even know why you're striving for it. And when you start embracing that, even when it comes to something simple as looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, oh, well, I don't like this and this, you're self-conscious, maybe you feel insecure about your body, maybe you could reframe that and be like, hey, I'm not the biggest fan of, say you're bloated, I'm not the biggest fan of this, I don't feel the sexiest today, but what I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do some yoga, maybe I'll go do a workout like later today, and that'll make me feel better. I can take a step to getting to how I want to feel, because end of the day, all these things are not about actually what you look like, it's about how you feel about the way that you look like. That's the difference. When people talk about confidence, when people talk about, oh, you need to be confident and fearless and all of that, these are just feelings at the end of the day, and how your relationship is with your body, yourself, and how you're thinking about it. Even if the same thing, you have the same body, you haven't made any progress in like whatever you wanted to achieve, if you feel differently about it, that in itself will probably get you to a higher place, because you're just going to be taking actions out of positivity. Like, that's literally it. Or even accepting like, hey, this is what I look like, but I'm going to keep making actions to just get to where I want. And once you embrace that and just realize it's okay to not be perfect, it's okay to not be a size whatever you want to be, or not be slim thick right now, to not have a flat stomach, and it's also okay to just not be exactly where I want to be. I think when you're in a transition period, it's super easy to be hard on yourself and think about how you're not that girl. But girl, you are in the process of becoming your girl and figuring out what works for you, and becoming the best version of you and how you want to live your life. And it's like, when a butterfly is becoming a butterfly, it's in its cocoon, it's in a caterpillar phase, it's doing all that. Even the caterpillar is like, oh, one day I'm gonna have wings, I'm gonna be beautiful and all of that. It doesn't know that. When it's in the cocoon, it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm going crazy. But at the end of it, you have a beautiful butterfly. And I think a lot about this with college, just talking to a friend of mine about this, where in college, we were literally dying. Like, I went to engineering school, so like, honestly, was kind of like a boot camp. And that was my version of that point, becoming my girl, your girl. I tried all the things of, oh, you should do this study routine, you should do this and that, None of it works for me. I high-key would just get things done, put it on a to-do list, and that was it. I didn't need a system, I didn't need any of that. It might work for you, but if you're someone like me where you just need a to-do list, you just need to get it done, and that's how you function, then just do that. Don't make your life more complicated in becoming your girl, because becoming your girl is just about making your life simpler and easier, not more complicated. And that kind of happens when you just start listening to what you want and what makes sense for you. Even if all your friends or everyone you see on social media, everyone around you is living in a specific way, if that way is not working for you and it doesn't match the life that you want and how you want to achieve your goals and the process of that, then don't do it. Like, honestly, don't do it. Like, why are you doing that at all? It doesn't make sense, right? And you should listen to yourself and talk to people that have gone to where you want to be. And even when those conversations, when you're becoming your girl, you want to pay attention to, okay, this is how they did it, but how does this work for me? How does this go about for me? When it comes to YouTube, when I started, I thought I had to script everything out. I thought I had to have it in a specific way. End of the day, guys, I'm talking off the dome right now, and I realized that makes for the most authentic content for me. Some people script it out. Some people need that order and that structure. I don't need it. It just makes me feel really nervous, and I sound like a psychopath when I talk to you guys on the camera. But if I know the concept of the video and I'm just talking off the dome from that, then that works out pretty well for me. And specific steps that you can take to actually start embodying this mindset more and more is to follow people that you authentically connect with and whose life that actually inspires you. Because I do think that what you expose yourself to really matters. Like, surrounding yourself with the people, the friends, even if these friends aren't in your inner circle, follow them on social media, people that have the beliefs and the mindset and like how you want to live and all that on your feeds, and to inspire you. Like, focus on what makes you feel fueled, makes you feel like, yeah, I can be my girl, I can get to that version of me, or I can just enjoy where I am right now. I think that's, again, something that like we don't talk about too much. Like, enjoy where you are now, because I feel like whenever you talk to someone who's a lot older, they talk about how, oh, I wish when I was younger I appreciated it more, I wish I was full of life again, da da da. But like, you are young, like you are full of life, but you're so worried about where you're going and all of that you're not going to enjoy where you're at. Like, you have, like, the world is literally your oyster. You can do anything you want, and it's important to not let any of your circumstances and what you're doing impact that, or even what you see on social media. Like, it doesn't have to be a specific way. If you wanted to work out a specific way, you can. And it's just about figuring out how you're gonna do it based on you and your mindset and how you want to go about it. And in that process, even curating a Pinterest feed that inspires you and scrolling through that can be such a good way to like have that when you feel less motivated or just feel not so good. Like, I have a section on my Instagram where I literally have videos saved that are correlated to the life that I want to be living in the future, but also things that I can be doing in the present, like a little bucket list of like, I want to try that coffee shop, I want to go here, I want to do this. And I think that little moments like that, when you give yourself something to look forward to, it helps you enjoy the process of becoming your girl, instead of it being this hyperproductive thing that just makes you feel like shit about yourself and you're constantly failing, when in reality, constantly failing, constantly trusting the process, and constantly trying again and again and again and working hard is definitely going to be the thing that gets you closer to your goals. And that's what being your girl means. And last thing, definitely surround yourself with women. I say women specifically because when you're on your career journey, when you are on your way to becoming who you want to be, your girl, I guess it can be guys too, but I love my female friendships. Surrounding yourself with like a good like tribe of girls that just get it, that is so important. Like, that will literally hold you through anything in life. Truly. And so if you can find that, even if it means being alone for a little bit, but seeking these friendships out, even cultivating the ones that you have, is so important, because community is everything. And you not believing in yourself, you not going after the opportunity, you not becoming your girl can really be the difference between you talking to that one friend and hearing that sense of encouragement or support, or how they view you in their eyes, versus you feeling like shit about yourself and comparing yourself to someone on social media. It makes a big difference. And we as humans need that sense of community to survive and thrive and live in this world. So why deprive yourself of it? Like, why do that? I want you to just work on that and figure out what kind of people you want in your life, and really think about that hard, because that's going to really pave the path that you have in the future, the people around you. It makes a big difference. And you have a lot of fun along the way too, because people in your life should be helping you have fun too. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope that you were able to get a sense of why it's important to let go of being that girl and focus on more being your girl, because the best version of you is different from the best version of me, from the best version of your friend, from the way that you dress, from the way that you eat, from the way that you organize yourself, from the way that you do anything in your life. It's so different. And once you hone into that, your life is going to transform, and it all starts with how you think about it. That being said, I love you so much. I'm sending you the best vibes, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you follow along for bite-sized content on Shorts, where I post self-love tips, I post vlogs about what I'm up to, my solo dates, how I'm going about my life. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye!